I'm Charlotte Pridmore and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be talking about energetics, energy. One of the cornerstones of the All Woman brand and one of my favourite things to talk about. So the fact is that as human beings, we are mostly energy. So we're 99.9999% energy and 0.00001% matter. Don't quote me on the thing, but it's pretty close. I'm no physics expert, but I do know that in physics, energy attracts like energy. And we all understand how this works out because we can feel each other's energy. So the easiest way when I get into a conversation about this with somebody who doesn't necessarily do this work is, well, you know, when you meet somebody and you just don't feel them, like for something about them that doesn't sit right with you, that you're not feeling, that you maybe don't like, you don't feel connected to. Like, we've all had that experience. We've also had the opposite experience where we meet somebody and it's just like bam, like we just get them, they get us, we vibe, we gel. Like, everybody's had that experience, everybody I've spoken to. So we understand other people's energy, and we all know those kind of people who they walk into a room and they light it up. Like, just being around them makes you feel better. And we've also experienced the opposite of that, you know, the mood hoovers in our life, the people who light up the room when they leave it, you know, those kind of people. So we've all got those kind of people in our lives. We've all had those kind of experiences. And that's probably one of the easiest ways to, when we start to think about how our energy affects our life experience. So what creates our energy? Well, our mindset, obviously, how we view the world, how we think. You know, the famous Henry Ford quote, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You know, everybody knows that quote. Our emotions, our thoughts emit an energy. And so therefore, if energy attracts like energy, then it makes sense, doesn't it, that we attract circumstances, people and events into our lives that match those things. So one of the most liberating experiences I ever had was when I got to the point where I recognized that as a grown-ass woman, I am responsible for my experience of my life. So I'm not a slave to external circumstances. So what that means is that I had this moment where I was like, oh, I don't have to wait for the external circumstance to change in order for me to feel great, to be great, and to have the things that I desire. I get to influence that. So the moment I got, oh my God, this is up to me. Like, it's my choice how I think, it's my choice how I feel, it's my choice and the energy that I emit out into the world. Therefore, my life experience will be the mirror of that energy, those thoughts, those feelings, etc., etc. So when I read books like Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Asking It Is Given by Abraham Hicks, you know, the concept that I had influence on that blew my mind. And the beautiful thing about the two books that I mentioned was, one, I mean, when you first read it, like once you get over the weirdness of where the information comes from, then it blows your mind. Like, I was like, this is the truth. Like, this just makes so much sense to me. And then I read Joe Dispenza's book, which is the science and the physics and the quantum physics behind the more woo-woo version of, you know, that would be perceived as a more woo-woo version of the same message. So I realized that I had to take massive personal responsibility. And I think that once we understand that actually we are in control, we are the ones who are responsible for our energy, only we can change it. And in our relationships, we are the ones that can change the energy and the of somebody else. We can influence. We can change, we can create our reality. Once you understand that, then it becomes something that you are eager to live every day and for it to become a part and an intentional part of your life. So how do we do that? Well, we have to do the work. Like, we have to go to work on our mindset. We have to look at our attitude. Like, how do we... Are we in victim mode? Are we blaming external things for the way our life is? Are we looking at our life and looking at what's working and what's not working and looking at what's not working and giving all the reasons why it isn't working based on external circumstances and other people? Or are we saying, what attitude am I bringing to this situation, whether that be financial, your relationships, your business, your career, whatever it is, your parenting? What am I bringing to this situation in my head? What are the thoughts I'm having? What's my language around it? What is happening in here that affects the energy I bring to the situation, and therefore the thing that I am attracting back to me? What am I doing? What are my emotions like? How do I feel about this thing? So it definitely is very relevant when it comes to finance. It's very relevant when it comes to success and business. And it's very relevant when it comes to relationships. So energy is everything. It's like, if I'm expecting, if my mind and my language and my thoughts are all to the negative, are all to what could go wrong, what's the worst case scenario, what if this happens and the ... behind that be a negative. If I am consistently thinking that, then how is that affecting my feelings? That's affecting my feelings. I'm feeling dread, I'm feeling lack, I'm feeling victimhood, I'm feeling all the things that, and that is emitting that frequency. And therefore the truth and the law is, if we're going to, call it that, which I do, the law is that if that's what I'm giving off, then that must be what I receive back, because energy attracts like energy. And there'll be real-time examples where I could show you. So those days where you get up late and then you stub your toe and then you lose your keys, and it just seems one of them days where bad thing after bad thing happens and it just rolls and it rolls and it rolls, and you're just like, oh my God, today has been the worst. Like, think about the first thing, that when you wake up in a bad mood, how that energy affects the course of your day, compared to when you wake up in a great mood. You've got up early, the birds are singing, everything's going well, your thoughts are positive. That's a very basic example, but that is what I'm talking about. But if we become intentional about it, and if we start to think about, what is it that I desire? What do I want to be, do, and have while I'm here on this planet? And then think about all the things we have to look at and take responsibility for, all the things that get in the way of said thing, and then go to work on changing them. So we have to go to work on the mindset. We have to work on our emotions. We have to work on those two things by looking at our story. What's our narrative? What is the thing that we tell ourselves? What are our expectations about life? What's our expectations about this scenario? What's our expectations about the level of income or success or relationship that we can generate in our lifetime? Like, when we look at all those things and we take responsibility and ownership of the thoughts and the emotions and the attitude towards them that we have, it just makes sense that is what we will receive back. And I am very happy to not announce, but you know what I mean, very happy to share with you that since I've been doing this work intentionally, this has been my experience. So if this conversation completely lights you up and you want to talk about it more, then I really, really welcome you to join my free group on Facebook. It's the Ever Evolving Woman. It's a free group. Come in, hang out with me, and we get to talk about all the things that are all woman. And if you want any more information about programs or courses or the membership, you can just go to www.charlottepridmore.com. I'll speak to you soon.